On the way to San Francisco now. Perfect sign to start the trip on, huh? Okay, on the road now. For reals. Sorry about the 420 joke, but, just coincidental in San Francisco. Ha 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 ha. Although, reading the Sacramento County is really prepared for both commercial and recreational pot licenses. That aside, what I'm off doing today, just spending this nice morning heading out to BABSCon in San Francisco, the Bay Area Brony Spectacular, so looking forward to that. Just got this nice day ahead of me and really good weather, so that's great. Last time I did the trip, it was raining almost the entire time with really torrential downpour once I hit around Vallejo, so that was a little freaky. And then it didn't clear up until I was about that far back on the way home on that Sunday. So anyway, I got food, I got coffee. I wasn't planning on leaving this early. It's about 8:20. I was planning on getting up at around 8:30 to leave around 9. But, now I'm up and out because, got up early enough. Early enough to get food. So that's a very important thing. Don't know if I'll check in all along the way, but, I really just like this trip to San Francisco because lock the speedometer in at 70 and cruise control all the way there, basically, just like, doing any travel on the 5. Just lock it in and sit back. So, see you all in San Francisco probably. Soon, almost at the front of the line. Missed the panel with Leaks and Price, and saw them going to and coming from the panel, so that was annoying, but soon. Just can't wait to get to my hotel room and shower. Okay, this is my room. Full king-size bed all to myself. And my snacks and stuff and water, which I really need because you probably tell that in my throat. And yes, those are my shirts and hat I brought. I am currently both shirtless and hatless. Repeat, hatless. Oh, as you can tell by my throat, I'm pretty exhausted right now. Turns out I have a high society pass and I didn't need to stand in line for 3 hours. Freaking hell. That's more interesting than looking at shirtless me reflected on the TV, so so I could have skipped the entire frickin' line and gone to the opening ceremonies well ahead of time, so yay. But I ran into a couple staff members a bit ago. Bit on that in a second, and they told me that they'll be having the premiere tomorrow morning, so I'm probably gonna go to that too, so yeah, I'm pretty tired from not actually having anything to drink and standing and chatting the entire 3 hours. So I just got out of the shower. I really needed to rinse off and use the restroom. But that's understandable. But yeah, I mean, I just felt sweaty and tired. And when I was getting my food and clothes from the car, I was getting a little dizzy. And then as soon as I got to the elevators, I realized, yes, I wouldn't mind asking a staff member for help or another congoer for a little help. And it was like, okay, I got to the elevators fine, and I was like, no, I don't really need to. As soon as I get into the elevator hasn't even begun moving yet, and I'm like, oh crap, I do need a bit of help. And honestly, by the time I got to my floor, I was feeling a lot better. And then, like halfway through the walk to my room, I was feeling like, okay, thank you, staff members, for the help, but I think I can get it. But took all of the help I can get because as soon as I got to my room, I realized, I'm going to probably need to hop into the shower and rinse off and lie down immediately. So right now I'm lying down on my king-size bed with no dogs next door because, oh, that's so good. I'm nowhere near the party floor, so way high up. Shoot, I can actually show you how high up since the window is outside. Yeah, I almost had a second to shoot from the inside balconies, but yeah, that's a pretty far drop down there. And, I can't even hear the freeway, so that's wonderful. So yeah, I'm going to rest a bit. I was thinking of catching the Voice Equestria, but now I'm realizing I can skip out on that and then hit up a vendor hall or something in a bit. I really need the rest and the water right now, so yeah, that's what I get for not. Well, I lost the email with my registration on it, and if I had that, I would have been like, haha, screw all of you, I get to skip the line. Plus, I'm going to be getting like vouchers for autographs and a plushie and a whole bunch of other stuff that I didn't know I was getting because I completely forgot about that. Well, this bodes well for next month when I have to take the damn flight. Ethan, I love you. You're the greatest guy ever, and I really don't mind going to your wedding, but God damn it, I don't want to travel, and I'm breaking my swear ban just because I really don't want to travel there. Anyway, I'll probably get some footage of the vendor hall and wherever I end up next when I feel rested enough and hydrated enough. So, see you when I see you then. When I got the high society pass, I guess I didn't realize I was literally going to be this high up.
Like you put the gun in the objective, and it's like, you could roll.
Sorry.
It's $60 for the cake. My wife
Holy moly, those are... Holy crap, how do I not want all of these pins? Holy crap, those are awesome. I love the wall scrolls, but never one that I would want to put up. excuse me. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Whoa, no.
Eek. Excuse me, sorry.
I got a real one of these.
Okay. Holy crowless. Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's... So I remember seeing that chrysalis one on its own, so... Holy crap. That's awesome. It's a lot different without everyone in line. Holy man.
Mike, would it be all right if Nick and I ended up pitching you an idea that we had for a movie since you're a big Hollywood executive producer?
You know, you've got the keys.
All right, I guess.
Keys to the budget.
I guess, guys, go for it. I don't know.
All right, do you want to jump in?
It's really uncomfortable, but okay.
Okay, so picture this. There's this high school where it's prom. It's getting close to prom. It's getting close to prom, and, well, everyone's getting kind of excited for it.
And then all of a sudden, someone steals the prom crown and disappears into a magic statue. And so one of the high school girls is like, I better go get this thing back. So she follows the other girl into the statue, and it's like horse land. And she's got to get the prom crown back, but now it's become a magic crown for horses.
Guys, I gotta be honest with you. This sounds like the most ridiculous idea.
It'll work.
No.
It can work.
Can we do it in reverse? Can we flip the script?
So have the magical horses...
What if the magical horse becomes a high school girl? Guys, an equestrian girl. This is the weirdest bit. You guys are ridiculous.
I think that's the plot of Slave Girls to Infinity, though.
Whoa. Yeah, I knew it sounded familiar.
So now that's out of the way. You two happen to have some of the best OC ponies that I've seen representing yourselves. So could you please tell me, and tell everyone here in the audience, how those ponies came to be?
Mine, I drew my own in like Microsoft Paint, and I was like, hey guys, look, I made an OC pony. And then a lot of really talented people jumped up and said, I could remake that for you. And so I ended up with, I think I'm a Pegasus with my cat as my cutie mark.
Mine was a surprise. I didn't know. Jason and Jim just decided to put myself and Brian Leonard in an episode, and they didn't tell us about it. And so I had no say over anything. We were approving. Because when we were executives, when I was an executive, we would get like all the artwork from DHX, and you kind of flip through and like you approve everything. Like you put a check mark next to pencil, hay bale, apple pie,
And they're all
apple
these,
tart,
like, giant-
Zap apple jam, and then you get we like turn the page. There's just two ponies, and I was like, is that me? That's Brian. That's clearly you. I think that's me. And they gave me a bananas cutie mark because. 3 or 4 years ago, we went to New York Comic Con. It was like me, Jason, and Megan on a panel, and I had been told that I was cursing too much, and they were afraid that I was going to curse on the panel. So I tried, like, for a good week to just replace any curse word with bananas. But I got super addicted to it, so it like became like super annoying. So even on the panel, like somebody would ask a question, I'd be like, "That question is bananas. That is bananas. This is banana. You're bananas. You're bananas." So
I think I remember that panel.
I got a bananas cutie mark.
And you also got some rose-tinted, heart-shaped sunglasses.
I'm a lover, man. I don't know what to say. I think those were my Pony Burning Man glasses. I'm still bound and determined to figure out how to do a My Little Pony Burning Man episode, so stay tuned for that. We're really trying to crack that one. Weird things like words that are about topography.
And then it's like already a Skylander or something.
Yeah. Exactly. But the other thing I was going to say about original characters in the show is, and I think what's really cool about Pony as opposed to some other shows is that the team at DHX, because they're all amazing and they're super passionate about the show, is there's a lot of characters that have become huge in the fandom or that just become random favorites that we didn't even make up. Like, it's not even anything we wrote into an episode, but Jason or Jim or Ishii or whoever, like somebody will just do a random background pony. Like DJ Pone 3 was just like, hey, we're doing this big fashion thing, let's put a DJ Pony there. I mean, I think she was on screen for like
2 seconds.
2 seconds,
So quick.
and then became like boom. So I think that with Pony, it's really cool that that the design and directing and art side also influences the characters that become big in the show as well.
Yeah, that happened with Hearthbreakers, where we knew we were going to go to the farm and meet Pinkie Pie's family, and I think all we had was like that 8x10 photo, but we could see our sisters in it, and we had seen that. I think we had seen the sisters like in flashback.
Yeah, it was the flashback to the Pinkie Pie's Cutie Mark story.
Yeah, to her being super depressed on the farm. So yeah, those designs inspired the characters 100% in that.
Yeah, so how many times have you seen the fandom sort of react to an element of the background is like, yeah, we weren't expecting that. Like, for example, what happened with...
I mean, that Twilight Scepter in the season 4 premiere, that really... you guys, like, it really is kind of great. Like, you're like, the episode airs, and then it's like, you just like go to Equestria Daily, or you're like going on DeviantArt, or you're looking around, and it's just like, wow, that scepter is a thing, y'all. It happens.
Sorry.
Which is probably why it showed up again in episode 100.
I mean, well, yes, I love that episode.
That's bonkers.
So how did you both end up on the My Little Pony writing staff?
So I worked, my very first job was at Disney TV Animation doing pilots for them. I too was an executive. And through that I met Mitch Larson. We did a pilot with him. And then I worked with him and I worked with Megan afterwards. Basically, this is a really quick aside. Working at Disney, they were like, we're gonna do this cool hip new pilot program. We want you guys to make pilots that we would never buy. And we were like, okay. So we made all these pilots and they were like, we don't want to buy these. You're all fired. Okay. But so I had been writing at night and writing all the time during the day when I could. And so I met Megan and Mitch and had the opportunity to just kind of come in and pitch some ideas for Pony. I'd written other stuff before that too, but then it's sort of like a snowball process. Like maybe just come in for a punch-up meeting or come in for this, and then why don't you pitch some ideas? Here, try writing an outline. Okay, you didn't totally mess that up. Why don't you write an episode? Okay, here's another one. Here's another one, and another one.
I moved my way up the ranks to become an executive, and then decided on a trip to Burning Man that I didn't want to be an executive anymore, so I came home and quit.
Were there mushrooms involved?
I mean, this was for a later panel. But no, I actually no. I loved my job. I loved being an executive at Hasbro. And I love being an animation executive because you got to work with so many awesome creative people. And that was wonderful, but I really did kind of have this moment where I was like, oh wow, I moved out to LA to be on the creative side of things, and just through life happening how it happened, I've ended up on this other side. So I quit, and fortunately, and it's kind of like the same, you meet these people, you make friends with people. So Megan, a bunch of other writers who I worked with on other shows, like, were like, oh, you should totally do this. And it's that well, let's come in and like just have a meeting, pitch some ideas. Okay, let's see how you do an outline. Okay, we're gonna give you a script. We're gonna do something super easy. Why don't you just write a musical episode with 6 songs in it about Christmas and Heartwarming Eve, and it'll be fine. It's a super easy first one to write. And then I did.
But for real though, did you find this? I felt like before I started writing, I had this image in my head that it was really hard to break through the door, to find a contact and to just punch through. And then what I found was that the door is actually pretty wide open, but it's really, really hard to write something that people like. I mean, I wrote 10 features and like 4 or 5 pilots before anyone ever was like, okay. And just before that, it was like, this is awkward and bad, throwing stuff away.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the writing part is the hardest. I think the best part is, and I think this is a good lesson in general, is that kind of friendship really is magic. I mean, like when you are working in somewhere like LA, if you are a good person and you treat people well and you're willing to put the work in, people will give you a shot. People want to like it's if you just, guys, kindness. Am I right? No, I mean, if you just treat people well, like had I been an executive who was yelling at everyone all the time and giving horrible notes and just telling people that they were awful writers, when I left my job, I don't think I would have gotten any opportunities.
Hey writers, can I write with you?
Can I write with you? No, get out! So yeah, I do think that that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and being gracious when people tell you that everything you wrote is bad.
Yeah, that happens a lot. A few times
Like
today,
now,
actually.
even now, yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know if it's okay to record here, but I'm at the High Society meet and greet right now. Peter New over there, Nick Confleone, writer, Mike Vogel there. So just hanging out and meeting people, and God, met a bunch of cool people at the table I was sitting with. So yeah. And well, back in my room. Clips from the panel. Ugh, what the heck? I had earlier was the writers panel. Oh, I just love that. Someone's gonna probably have a full version of that on YouTube. So look that one up. It was really fun. Yeah, I just hung out a bit. I got to chat with one of the writers, Mike Vogel. So he was really cool. He had a comment like right at the end of the panel about Who Framed Roger Rabbit and just how much he loved that as, and just like, yeah, that's great. And I had like past thoughts about like other ideas with that, and just wanted to talk to him, bring that up, and it's like, yeah, you had this thing, and it reminded me of this thing, but I didn't have a chance to say it, so I get to say it. And yeah, Peter New showed up for a bit, and there was a big crowd around him. Probably showed that off. Tara Strong showed up eventually, and holy cow, she had a crowd. Met a guy there that had a really cool dragon costume, and he was waiting to meet Ashley Ball, and she was scheduled to show up soon too. So, but other than that, I just hung out, talked to some guys, and it was just fun. But now I'm honestly super tired, and gonna get up early for the episode tomorrow because looking forward to it. So, see you tomorrow.
It's a nice morning, I guess. Good for the season premiere. Up very early again. But that's probably a good thing, just because I want to get a spot online before everyone else. Also, I'm able to grab a quick bite for my stash. Yeah, so hopefully today's going to be a fun day. Well, there's the line for the premiere, unless you have a sponsor pass, and then you're right here. Oh, so lucky. About all of us here who have sponsor passes compared to, and we're all right at the front. I am loving this sponsor pass so much this year. Totally getting one next year.
Flights up to 40% off. Check them out now at Priceline.
Big Bang Theory is awesome.
Just got out of the premiere. It's always really fun seeing stuff like that in a group setting. But yeah, everyone lined up. Vendor hall isn't open, so there's nothing there. Then massive lines for all of the hangout spots. Hey. Oh. Just gotta find a place to relax for a bit. It's just really cool.
Thanks, man.
chicken club yesterday. He ate it.
Artist, yeah. He has a baby too. Bought him off the internet. Yeah.
Yep, and coming up later in June, we have My Little Pony, the movie, the prequel. Prequel, as drawn by Mr. Andy Price. So, what can you tell us about that?
Well, I can't tell you, I really shouldn't be here. I really should be at home drawing this stupid thing. No, it was interesting. We knew we were going to be doing a prequel. We didn't know who was going to be doing it until like the last second. Each issue, well, I can't tell you too much because I'm legally bound not to. However, I can tell you that it's going to introduce you to a lot of characters that are new to the Pony universe, a lot of the characters that come into the film. I can tell you, like, the first issue is all about the Storm King. I just, this past week, turned in a couple of presentation pages for a book fair in New York. So, you know, the comic book is actually going to be distributed to like bookstores and scholastic fairs and things like that.
Which is a very, very big deal.
It is a big deal. I mean, that was a big deal when the comic book started. That was part of the ridiculous amount of sales that issue 1 got, was Scholastic got involved, and they're doing the same with this. I just last week got the movie script, so I know what happens. I got more reference than any artist could ever use. I think the FTP was almost full in Bobby's folder. So
wow,
I got a ton of stuff. That's
nice for a Switch. Half the time you really have to beg them to give you anything.
Yeah, it did kind of come after the fact.
Sure.
These presentation pages that I had to do, I was like, well, what does this look like? I don't know. Well, who does this look like? I don't know. So a lot of stuff was kind of left blank until reference came, and I had to fill it in. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So.
Yep. So Andy Price here also did this beautiful cover for the Hollywood premiere. So.
Yep. And if you'd like to see the original, it is in the vendor's hall at my table.
If you'd like to buy the original, it is also available for purchase.
Yes.
Purchase. It looks just like that, but without words on it.
Yep.
And yeah, actually it's a little bit smaller than it is on screen right now, but hey, comics.
Yep.
Last day of the con. Voice actor panel in over an hour. Then probably going to try getting autographs and back one more time to the vendor hall, see if something I have my eye on is still available. But until then, man, this was a fun trip. God, I've had so much fun here. Just not looking forward to my next trip next month, though. So that's a damn shame. Not for what I'm doing, but just because I don't want to do all the traveling. But that's what it is. Well, next year, definitely coming back here. So much fun.
Been on. Like voice audition or anything?
Yeah, voice audition.
Oh.
Okay, I'll have a story. I had to do an audition for a new show that required like tons of alien noises, and it was a partner read, and they put me with D. Baker. Who is an alien. I mean, he can speak out of 2 different holes in his face at the same time. Like, he's crazy. Like, I felt like, I guess I have no idea what I'm doing next to him, so I totally sucked the big one up.
And then you got the part?
No.
I don't, I'm sure I've had worse audition experiences than this, but this is the only thing that's coming to my mind right now. Is I remember auditioning for Dino Trucks, and the hell of a show. And it was a several-page audition, but the guy that was slated to direct it at that time, who's not the director of it anymore, I got like 3 lines into the audition, and he went, "Oh, Peter, just stop there. You know, there has to be an arc." And I thought, yeah, but you haven't heard the end yet. You don't know where I'm going with this. And he's like, well, it doesn't sound like what I have in my head. So I just, then I bunged it. That was that. Done. Not on the show.
Could have been a dino truck, Peter.
Could have been.
I think you dodged a bullet on that one, frankly.
Dino Trucks is a great show.
I did it too.
My worst audition, I think I've told this at a panel before, was for a new Barbie show. Barbie's like some roller skating chick and like I think she's in some sort of video game, or I can't remember. It's out right now. You should watch it. I didn't get the part. But I went and I had this really cute cloud little voice in my head for this cloud character, and the director, Jerry, was like, yeah, no, we're gonna throw the cutesy cloud thing away. We want the cloud to sound like a real person. And I was like, okay, so like my normal voice? He's like, no, we're thinking like, what does your Gilbert Godfrey sound like? Are you joking? Like, you want me to do Gilbert Godfrey? He's like, yeah, do Gilbert Godfrey. I was like, okay, like kind of was launched into this like very awful Gilbert Godfrey impression. The parrot in, if you guys don't know, in Aladdin. That cool guy who talks like this. Yeah, so I did that, and I just like shredded my vocal cords. There was lots of like peaks and valleys, and yeah. Needless to say, I did not get the part. I've got to work on my Gilbert Godfrey, apparently.
Well, it's not a voiceover audition, but so ages ago I used to do this YouTube show called Fairy Jacked, which was about a fairy that hijacks a really normie lady's body in order to do a cooking show. And so simultaneously I got an audition for Once Upon a Time to play a fairy. And I was like, oh, I so got this, because I've been ferrying at my house with my own camera. And so I decked out, which you're not really supposed to do, or I don't know if you're supposed to do or not. Sometimes people dress up for auditions and sometimes they don't. But I had the whole thing, the crown, the scepter, and there was a scepter in the script with the power of this wand, I something, 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 the fairy says, which sounds a certain way. So I got to the audition and the casting agent said, the tone of this is more, well, I don't know. Do you know who David Duchovny is? Like, kind of like that? And I was like, oh. And I'm in the whole regalia. And I got in and the director said, can you take the crown off, please? Can you put that down? Just say the line. And he just really hated me so hard. So I said the line and I went out in a musty cloud of purple shame. And I didn't get the job. And I never watched the show because it sucks so hard.
See that view? Leaving on the Bay Bridge. I'm always scared, so I'm not even looking at the camera, so I'm hoping this gets a good shot. I'll talk a bit in a bit, but nope, not right now. Okay, good time to talk right now. And this lovely Oakland weather is brought to you by nature. Don't mess with it. Not brought to you by Pegasi and the Cloud Ponies. Oy, if they did, then, well, they're not doing a good job today, Rainbow Dash. So yeah, heading out. Got to do the autograph session. Got to hit up the vendor hall one last time, like I said I would. Oh God, got autographs from Peter New. Sadly, he didn't have anything with Stu Neal. I love Stu Neal. Oh well. Sad times. I was like, oh, but I love all of his other characters. He's just so fun. I didn't know he played the Nightmare Sunflower in Rainbow Dash's Dream in one episode, and then it showed up on one of his cards, and I'm like, oh, I have to have that, even if it's just something in the background there. So I was like, yeah. That was fun. I'm like, he was a cool guy. I'm glad I got to get his autograph. And then, who else? Was it Nick Confleone, show writer? I mean, I really enjoy the writers, so just being able to thank them for their work and I mean, seriously, the crap that a lot of the fans put them through for whatever writing decisions that they are forced to make by the company or that they choose to make themselves. You know, they do a good job. I appreciate it. But then, and then last one I got was a pretty fast moving line for Ashley Ball, and that, even though that was a long line when I got into it, and yeah, but oh, she was so sweet, super sweet. I mean, well, geez, she just like, I was just willing to say, hey, thanks for the autograph, thanks for playing characters. I liked you in Littlest Pet Shop too, and I would have been done with that, but she just started peppering me with questions and stuff, and it's like, it was just like, wow, thanks, you're really cool. I'm not expecting a conversation right now. And then she noticed I was wearing my Vancouver Canucks hat, and she starts fangirling about it. It was like, same team. We love our Canucks. And I'm like, yeah, it's fun. I like them too. I mean, I wouldn't have got them if I didn't like it. So yeah, that was fun. And of course, she gave me probably my favorite sentiment I heard from any of the actors, writers that I got to speak with, and it was like she really missed doing Littlest Pet Shop. When I brought it up, it's like, well, she was signing stuff, and I'm like, I mentioned I want to see the Equestria Girls Littlest Pet Shop together. I mean, that's never going to happen. But it's like, I want to see that partially because she would be playing like half the characters. And I just think that would be funny as hell. But yeah, she was so sweet. And I just couldn't. So yeah, that was cool. So, God, the line to meet Tabitha, that wasn't going to happen. Holy cow. And line of course for Tara. Well, I actually was out of money by the time I was going to get to, if I was going to go see Tara, so I picked 3 people I could afford to go see. So yeah, I felt good about that, and you know, hopefully she'll show up next year or another year, or if I can make it to another con. I mean, hell, SAC Anime gets her, so, well, they get her a couple times, I know that, which is really cool, if I ever hear about what SAC Anime is, because I never hear about it before it's over. Anyway, that's just griping there. So yeah, I've got to meet most of the main 6 so far, and then I guess Princess Celestia too, because of Nicole Oliver last year. And just, yeah, I like them all. And of course, Glim Glam last year. I like her. I don't understand why other people don't like her. Like, why other fans don't like her. See, not liking Trixie, I can understand. Not liking Glimmer, she was good. I mean, that's my thoughts on it anyway. And got to go to the vendor hall one last time. There was, what's it, Paper Pony shadow boxes. There was one that I had been eyeing for the past 2 days, a Sunset Shimmer one, and I asked about it, and they had already discounted the price like at least $10 from what I had seen. And so I was like, yeah, I'd like to get that one. And like, okay, let me check our stock. Oh, that's the last one. And so yeah, the one I was eyeing for the past 2 days is the last one they had in stock. So I'm happy I got it, and plus I had a bit of a, like $10 off from when I first saw it, so that's pretty nice. And also picked up some last few prints, you know. Hey, 10, 12 years ago, my walls were covered with anime stuff, and now they're covered with pony stuff now. Especially since I got more prints from like Tony Flakes and Andy Price yesterday. And speaking of Tony and Andy and Peter and yesterday, well, I can't really talk about that one panel. That was a crazy panel. What did I learn from it? Mike Vogel plus booze equals very fun guy. Very crazy gay guy. Loved him and how he got it when he got more than a little toasty. But that's all I'll say. That's probably something everyone who went to the panel knows or will say. Especially how Peter was joking around in the VA panel when he showed up. Just, yeah, well, that's Peter. I don't know, that was fun. Yeah, and I probably saw the clip from the VA panel. I didn't want to get too much of that one. I figured other people are getting it, and that, yeah, and let them post the whole thing. I even ducked out once they started doing Q&A. I don't know. You get the same questions over and over again, and just for me, if I'd want to ask like the weird questions at those, because nobody knows, because it's just like ones nobody would ask, except for someone with a weird mindset like mine. But anyway, that's that, and you know, I just had just such a great time at the convention. I mean, for the past very long while, I've just been really down and stuff, and you know, this is very uplifting and really helped my mood out a lot. Like, just, it's so much fun, and that's really it. Why I had such a good time. It's just like it was fun and lifted up my mood a ton. So I'll probably be back to my usual mopey self in a few days, but that's that. Especially once I start stressing about having to travel for next month. But that's just something I don't want to. I mean, like I said in the previous clip, I just don't want to do the traveling. That's it. I mean, I want to be there for my best friend's wedding, yeah, but I don't want to fly halfway across the country, especially since it's flying and how much that costs and all of the hassles related to it. But oh well. Final thoughts for BABSCon 2017. Great time. They put on a great show. A lot of fun stuff happened. A lot of fun people. A lot of actors, the writers, just the fans. So much good times. I just had so much fun. And you know, even if it's not one of the biggest ones in the fandom, it's still a very fun time, and if you're in the area and you're still a fan, I'd recommend it. I don't recommend the Klingon bar because 3 years in a row I hear about the shenanigans going on there. But you know, Klingons, what are you gonna do? Yeah, thanks for putting up with my 3-day trip, and hope you enjoyed any of the little clips I made. Other people I know had a great time too, so check out what they shot, and see you whenever I see you.